Hello, team. Hey, many of you have heard me say that we have the greatest compensation plan that exists in the network marketing industry. And I'm going to tell you why today, very succinctly. And I'm going to compare it to the multitude of other plans that are out there generically, real quick, so you can visualize and see it and understand, first and foremost, why the binary comp plan is absolutely the best in the industry, especially if it has a cumulative effect and it has infinite collection of volume that goes all the way to the top through everybody. Okay, which ours does. Not many in the industry that have binary plans have those features, but ours does. And why is it that I say that? Is because what the founders wanted to do, the co-founders, Roger Ball, Josh Anderson, Zach Davis, and Richard Wayne Henson, my sponsor, very good friend. I know all of them, but Richard and I are the only ones that really worked the binary and understood it and understood why it helps so many people, the multitudes. And it's because the average person in network marketing, multi-level marketing, direct sales, whatever you want to call it, literally has a hard time sponsoring more than 3 people. Average, long term. But it's because of those other comp plans, because they give up too quick. But our comp plan, which you can only sponsor a person on your left and a person on your right, and anyone else, if you can sponsor more, and many leaders can, because we all know we've got what we call the 80-20 rule. 20% of people do 80% of the work, and that's true in life, but that's true here too. Well, you got the 20%ers. And then, you got the 10%ers. Okay. They can sponsor a little bit more. They got a little bit better skills, attitudes, and techniques already. They have a different work ethic. They have a different ambition. Then you got what you call the 3%ers. Okay. But basically, what is 20% of 20%? 4%. That's where the 3%ers come from. Okay. It's still the 80-20 rule. Well, that's why in all the other network marketing companies that don't have the features that we have, there's only a very few people that make the big bucks or make any significant income. Most people in many other network marketing companies are just happy to get their product paid for. But most do not achieve that. What does ours do? One on the left, one on the right, and you can make, right now we have a half check, a $250 check. And once you become an associate, all you need is one on the left and one on the right to become an associate. Well, I purport that if you do my family business pack, which I originated, I started in this company the day one I started, and then promoted how to build and showed leaders how to build that way if they wanted to. Do I go promoting a family business pack to get a person in? No, I promote you talk about our plan, you talk about the membership, and you talk about the $5.99 lifetime membership now. But once they're in, then you show them my family business pack, just to say, hey, look, I just want to show you what the number one guy in the company has taught many of the leaders, and how he built this business, how many other leaders have done what he's done. And I just want you to know that, and you make a decision what you want to do. I just want you to understand, I'm not trying to make money off of you, but I don't want you to get mad at me if later that I didn't tell you, you could put yourself on top and build leverage income for later once you maximize your top center. Now, notice what I just said. I don't want anyone trying to build 3 businesses at one time. If I can't do it, I can assure you, you can't. But what you're going to do is you're going to cheat a lot of people in your organization, and you're going to have more fallout than you should in your organization if you're trying to build 3 different centers at one time. That you should not do. And I do not recommend that. And this has hurt a lot of people, and I've seen it. And they get frustrated, but they should get frustrated at themselves, because that's greed. And unfortunately, that drives a lot of entrepreneurs. Greed. Trying to make more quick, fast. Building a solid foundation is what it takes. Now, let me get to this. I want to give one of the hard truths of network marketing. Many people do not go to work with the commitment or dedication it requires to be successful. That's just a hard truth. And I just need to say it here and put it, in stone, that is one of the biggest reasons. And people quit too often, too soon. They give up on themselves. They don't allow themselves the opportunity to learn how to succeed. So, what is a uni-level? And, many companies have what is called a uni-level, and that's one of the earliest forms of network marketing compensation plans. And it's where you can just sponsor an unlimited number of people. And your compensation is earned either from the first 3, 5, 8 levels with varying degrees of percentages or something like that. But who does that reward? That rewards those 3%ers. That rewards those people who can't, who can do in any field, they're going to succeed in most instances. The people who are going to become presidential goals here. But I contend that each one of you have the same opportunity to become a presidential goal with our plan that you would never have with a unitary plan. Never, ever. There aren't those just in there. Now, there are those who have succeeded in unitaries in the industry, but they were at the right place at the right time with the right company, all those factors, but there's nobody joining now that can replicate what the earlier people did in those companies. Chaplin, an example. But of course, they've had generational changes in their income now. Amway, another one. But again, they've had generational changes now in their comp plan. Stair-step breakaway. Now, they took the unitary and then started molding what is called a stair-step breakaway. And again, you can sponsor an unlimited number of people, but what is required in most stair-step breakaways is that you're going to have a direct or an executive or whatever that first level of compensation, that first ranking level, like ours is an associate, okay? Whatever that first ranking, where they're going to have either 9, 12, 15 of those individual units that they personally sponsored and they have to have their own personal volume, and they have to have their own group volume to qualify to become that executive or associate, and maintain that. And then if you are the one that has, let's say, the 15, okay, and you are at the max, you're at the top ranking, you got 15 of those on your front line, and now you can get paid 6 levels deep, 7 levels deep, varying percentage, and it's on that last level where you make the maximum amount of income. But it takes years for that to fill out. But then for you to replicate that years later or decades later with that same company, it just doesn't happen. People buy out people. That's where buyouts and things like that happen in those organizations. And what you can look at is some of those top 10 companies in network marketing, those billion-dollar companies, multi-billion-dollar companies, Nu Skin, Amway, uh, 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 Melaleuca. I don't know. They're just go to DSA and kind of look at the top 30. You're going to see them all. Well, you can't join today and replicate what those people have done in 10 years. They've already gone through a momentum. They've already gone global expansion. It's pretty hard to get that niche in that marketplace, how to carve out more market share. Okay. So I'm just giving you the big reasons here. And the other thing is what I'm going to show you when I talk graphically here in a minute. I'm just not going to use words to do this. Then the matrix, came into place. It's where you're limited by your front level that you can personally sponsor. Then you're going to have to put them on another level, kind of like giving away. We give away some of our personal sponsors sometimes, but I caution people on that. Never give away a hitter, because that person can become a gold, or that person can become an executive gold, or that person can become a silver, or that person can become a presidential. And you gave them away. Oh Lord, you can't get them back. Okay. Okay. So it's knowing how to give away, how to help people. When it helps you, you help them. Yeah, there are times we give up someone we personally sponsor to someone that is working. You don't give people fish if they aren't fishing themselves. What a matrix came along, and what was the beauty of that was spillover. See, none of the others have any spillover that I just talked about. There's no such thing as spillover. The matrix was the first one to bring in, and then you have spillover, because some of the top people who can do these things, then you're going to benefit from the spillover. But hardly do you get the right kind of spillover, because you can't fill out your matrix to get your pay. Okay. So then comes the binary plan. The simplest binary just came into effect. You have many forms of the binary, but the binary is nothing more than a two-wide matrix. That's all. Left side, right side, and a matrix all the way down. Now, many binaries flush after you make a check, or they have different steps in checks, and then they flush, and they flush both sides. They don't just flush one side. They flush both sides. So it's not a cumulative binary. Ours has a bank, holds volume till you get paid, and it doesn't flush your volume based on a month cycle if you didn't make the check, like some binaries do or did. Ours will hold that volume until you make your check. That's pretty powerful, as long as you stay active. Now, every other network marketing company requires activity. That's what they call personal volume, or BV, or whatever. But you're buying so much product per month. Ours does too, but you're buying a product of wealth. You're not buying lotions, potions, pills, nasty tasting juices, protein shakes, or any of that other junk that has expiration dates on. And you have to buy more than you need to make your check. And every other company. You ask any leader in any of those companies, are they buying product downline to make their check? You bet your bippy they are. I know many of them, and I know they buy tons of those personal care products, protein juices, and all, and give it away to foundations. Because why let it expire? They can't consume it. They can't sell it in a garage sale. It's good for the company and good for them. Anybody that complains about having to buy coins or help somebody downline to maintain their rank to get a higher check, their brains aren't working correct. You're buying a product of value. Hold on to the sucker. You can afford it. And you're helping you and the company. I never teach people to buy something that they're not going to make money on. Don't spend more money than you make. That's just not good economic sense. But yeah, if you got somebody going in and you got somebody, hey, I can't buy my coin this month. Just things, it just can't happen. I can't do it. Which it's not, they don't make any money by buying it. They can go a few days more inactive. They won't lose their points. They know that. But if it's meaningful for you, then buy the coin, have it shipped to you. It's your coin. It helped them out in a pinch, and it helps you because you make a bigger check. Well, some of your check was used to buy a coin of value. That makes economic sense. Either you believe in our products or you don't believe in our products. Either you believe our products are going to have value in time, so just hold it. It's your own retirement program. That's the way I treat it. That's the way I've taught it. Here's what's so great about the binary plans. Because see, nearly everyone in network marketing history can sponsor almost 3 people. But the key here, and I find in binaries, especially one like ours with a cumulative binary and an infinite level, is this: gives people hope. See, even if they run through their circle of influence real quick, and if we're doing the business correctly, we will do that real quickly. But in the meantime, they're learning the skills, attitudes, and techniques. They're building volume. They're earning check. They're accumulating wealth. And they have hope that as they acquire these skills, attitudes, and techniques, and they're doing the RPAs consistently every day, every week, month after month, year after year, that all they need to find is one good person on that pay side, personally enroll them. They become an associate. They start making a check. They're going to make a $500 check for the rest of their life. Whoa! Look how powerful what I just said. No other opportunity gives that. None. And if we can't communicate that to our group, to our team, we're the one that is failing. You got to have one good partner on your left, one good partner on your right. See, it's not the number of levels. It's not the number of people you personally sponsor to determine if you get a check or not. It's volume. And our volume posts infinitely up, all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top, through every person. So it's commissionable sales that count. And that's why buying that product once a month is part of understanding that that's a business operating expense. If you're going to run your own business, You got certain operating expenses. Buying your autosaver is one of them. Otherwise, you're shutting your business down. So you need to learn entrepreneurial principles. That's my principle. That is your electricity bill. If you don't pay your electricity bill to your business, they shut off your electricity, your business is shut down. Don't let it happen. Put yourself on that autosaver. No matter what, you're going to buy it from here to eternity until you're making your $500 a month, a week check. You're going to buy it until you're making your $500 a week check. Make that commitment to yourself. You know, there are other parts to the binary versus the unitary versus the stair-step breakaway and the matrix. All of those plans typically pay monthly. Ours pays weekly. That helps people out with their cash flow, helps people plan better, work better, incentivizes better. Wow. You just kind of think about it. The binary is the simplest form of compensation. By being simple, then people can learn the complexities of ranking up. What you don't want to do is rank up for show. You want to rank up for pay. Now, as we building for our circle of influence, we want to rank up as far as we can because that positions us for when we build volume that we know we can activate certain things and then we can collect the pay a lot easier than rebuilding. So I'm explaining a lot of what I teach in the building in your compensation plan by explaining these different aspects of the different compensation plans. But the part that I like the most is what a lot of people, you hear a lot of people, I got a blown out leg. Oh, it's a runaway leg. Oh, you know, that's a person that truly doesn't understand what they have in their hands. That is a blessing beyond your entire imagination. If you've got 100 grand in your bank or 20 grand or 30 grand, if you're not earning a $250 check each and every week or $500 check each and every week, that is a blessing. And you want to see that sucker grow because all you have to do is find that one person after you acquire, you get better at, you hone your skills, attitudes, and techniques, and you're doing your IPAs consistently every day, every week, every month, every year, year in, year out, until you find that one person. Maybe that person is 3 years away. You haven't met them yet. You haven't had that opportune moment. And if you're not practicing these skills, you'll miss that opportune moment. I look at the binary as the ultimate cash machine, to be honest with you. And in particular, when we have products of wealth, like we do here. And I'm going to just get right to, getting on the board. Let me share it here, and then we'll talk about a few of the other points as we go through what I want to show you here. So let me try and find my whiteboard here. Oh, wait a minute. I think I'm sharing wrong. Let me see if I am or not. Let me, I don't want to share on that whiteboard. I'm gonna use the Zoom's whiteboard. So let me pull it up. Already got something kind of pre-done here. There we go. And let me just do it myself. Try and make this as easily seen as possible graphically what I'm talking about. Okay, let's give it as wide as thing here as I can. And let me see. Okay, let's talk about the MLM unitaries there, but about the biggest pay plans are the matrix and the breakaways. Okay. Uh, and that's really where you only have a couple of people making those big bucks. None of the average people ever really average more than, $1,000 a year in those other plans. Uh, and here's why. Okay. I'm going to just try and let's say this is a breakaway and you sponsor a person and you sponsor another person over here. Now, in a breakaway, they have their organizations, and that looks a lot like a binary, doesn't it? Right? Yeah, but see what it's required is you got to have anywhere between 7 to 15 of these direct to you. Okay. And so when you sponsor them and they have the same thing. Now, look, this volume goes up to this person. Now, all this volume comes here. Now, same thing here. All this volume goes to this person, but it all comes to you. But look what happens. Let's take this same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you sponsored 7 people. Let's make it even. Let's make 8. Okay. Okay. Now, if these are just individuals, this person, they only have like 3 directs. The other people haven't sponsored anybody. So they're not going to make a ton of money up here, but you got a lot of group volume, a lot of BV going, because every one of these have to have like 100 BV or 120 or 150 personal volume themselves, plus their group volume to qualify as a direct or an executive or whatever that first level is. Okay. Ours is you get an associate, one on your left, one on your right. And then what do? They get one on their left and one on their right. Okay. And they're associates. Well, everybody you personally sponsor, I'm going to just put a little thing like that in. See, these are people you personally sponsored across this line. Okay. Same thing. Okay. You got 8 of them. Well, you personally sponsor none. You're going to place them on your left. Okay. With that, guess what? That went under that person, under that person. Wow. And when this person sponsors people, that volume goes all the way up, all of it to you, but it went to that person, the first person you got. Here, you created 8 different people competing against one another in your own group. Here, I put 2 people together as a team helping one another. That person willing to help in this group because it benefits them. Okay. This person sponsors some people. This person sponsors a person. You sponsor another person, you put them down here helping that person sponsored person went under that, help that person. Look at this. This is a business of people helping people. Well, let's take this person right here, didn't sponsor anybody. Now, there's a lot of, everybody has counters. Same thing in these. Everybody's got counters. That's how to keep up with the volumes. But over here, they got to have group volume and personal volume. Here, we just have to be active. That's the same as personal volume. Okay. So if you notice that when you sponsor another person, you want to become a bronze. So you got to have 3 that you personally sponsored. Well, that's yours. 1, 2, 3. Now you sponsor another when you place it here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3. You got an associate here, an associate here. You got 3 where you're a copper. If this person becomes a copper and that person becomes a copper, you can be a bronze. Well, that's the ranks. Same as these multi-levels over here on this left side. Okay. Same as them when they get more across that front line. But all these people, this is what I didn't like about it. I had a team that each person was out in the same marketplace competing against each other. Here we have teams that there's more like kind helping one another, and everything comes up to there. You can just look at this as you've got a breakaway system. Well, not even a breakaway. You just got basically a unitary going down the left, down the right, where everybody gets credit for the volume. So that's the main difference between, and when you add in the fact that ours holds volume until you get paid. So if it took you 3 months to get your $250 first $250 check, it's going to hold the volume in your bank side, and then your pay side's going to build up volume, 15, 20, 75, 100, 115, 130, 160, 175, 190, 210, 235, 250. Oh, then you get your paycheck. Pretty cool. That's the beauty of this comp plan. What we aren't doing enough is giving more hope and belief to those in our team of why they need to pay attention to what they have in their hands and go to work. First learn, then work. You got to, and it's okay to fail as you're trying to succeed, because you gain more experience by failing. Doing and failing gives you more experience. And if you fail properly, you haven't burned people. Okay. So I'm going to close this whiteboard here for a second. I'm going to go to another screen. It's going to share this a little bit better now. Okay. So everybody knows our 1-page comp plan. So now let's put that in perspective, what we just showed. To get that $500 paycheck, all you have to do is have 500 volume left, 500 volume right, but you have to personally sponsor one person on your left, one person on your right. It doesn't matter if you build up a bank side that has on this side 10,000 points before you personally sponsor someone. You'll have 0 here, and you have 0 here and 0 here. But that came from everybody else having volume that was done through you. None of those other programs give you that. None of them. Only this one. Only binaries. And only binaries with the twists that we have in our binary from infinite. As long as you're active, you'll collect points. If you're not active, you don't collect points. Just that simple. You turn your business off. You shut the electricity off. You're not buying your autosaver. Well, I can't afford it. Well, you're saying you can never go into business for yourself. It takes money to go into business. Most businesses do not make a profit their first 7 years. Just look it up. This is the lowest cost way to start your own business and get 1099 tax benefit. We hadn't even talked about those. Okay. So once you become an associate, though, you don't want to give up. You want to keep trying, keep doing what we're talking about. Because, see, that's what gets us to building our business to the left and to the right, so that if you do have, let's say this person has a bank side, all this, they could have never built all of this underneath them. They haven't sponsored anybody yet, but they've been buying a coin, so they're going to end up having a big bank here. So when they finally do get started, maybe they got started the wrong way, they didn't have the right help, but so you're going to be on somebody's pay side. You're going to be on somebody's side that wants to rank up. So it's the key is tying in with somebody above you that wants to rank up, that wants to work. And now you're committed to learning the skills, attitudes, and techniques. You're buying your autosaver. So it's finding that hookup in your line, in your sponsorship line, or in your line. But it's sponsorship line that counts, because you were personally sponsored by someone who was personally sponsored by someone who was personally sponsored by someone. So that's part of the learning process, is finding that out. You can't find that out in a day or two. You got to be involved. You got to be engaged in the business. You got to be talking about it, bidding. You got to be hooking up training. You got to be asking questions. This is the beauty of this thing. Let's say this person is buying their coin every month. They got a big volume in their bank here. They're going along 2 years. They still hadn't personally sponsored. Well, I use many people as example, like Armina McVeigh. She went along 9 months buying her coin every month. A single mom, disabled military vet, couldn't sign up until after the 3rd weekend coming, because she didn't have enough money to pay her bills at the end. She needed to make money. She wanted to join to make money. She wanted to accumulate wealth, but she wanted to make money, extra income. She found a way to buy that coin every month, because I told her, do not join. If you're joining to make money, do not join unless you can find a way, make a commitment, you can buy your coin every single month as you're learning skills, attitudes, and techniques. She didn't miss a meeting. She didn't miss a thing. She did all the things. It took 9 months before she sponsored her first person on the left, first person on the right, and made her first $500 check. Wow. But then you look at what she's done in the 3+ years since then. Oh, yeah, she's earned an income. She's got a savings for the first time in her life. So she's learned what accumulation of wealth means. And that same thing can happen to you if you make that same kind of commitment. It's commitment. Because, see, what you really are looking for is that ability that you have. Let's say you get to where you want 50 people in your team. 50 people, let's take this person here. You get 50 people in your team. You may have only sponsored one on your left and one on your, it may be your only family business pack. Oh, maybe just you. But from that, 50 people or more emanated that are buying a coin once a month. 50 times 100 is what? And 50 times 20 is what? 1,000. 50 times 20 is 1,000. But that's enough to make 2 $500 checks in a month. You have 1,000 points coming up here, 1,000 points coming up here. in a month. They don't buy the coin, as you all know, they buy it on the 1st, the 15th, the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 21st, and the 26th. And so that's enough to average, if you do it right, learn how to do that, to make 2 $500 checks. That's pretty powerful. Well, let's take the first step. Get to 25 people that are just buying the coin. That's enough to make a $500 check every month. Wow. At 20 points a coin. Well, then the law of exponential expansion and duplication works if you're working, if you continue to work. You don't retire. You don't quit. You don't stop doing your IPAs. Your IPA, you must keep doing the same thing all the time throughout your tenure with your business. That's those IPAs. So you can get to where exponential expansion is really working for. And so the beauty of the binary is this, where you can see all that left and right that can happen to you and happen to everybody. If you get your 2, and we got to keep it down to its simplicity. You get your 2, we're going to help you get your 2, we're going to help you get your 2. We got to return to the basics. You get your 2, we're going to help you get your 2, and now we're going to help you. And everybody do this and make that commitment. And if you do that, you get your 2, then they help them get their 2. You have 4 more in your organization, a total of 6. Then they get their 2. You have a total of 8 new joining you the next week or month. Yeah, now you got a total of 14 in your organization. Then you help them get their 2. Now you see how your numbers start to fill out. And now you've got 30 people in your group now? Except 15 left, 15 right. Well, you do that, and you do it per month. And in the 12th month, you can have 4,096 people joining your group. Part on the left, part on the right. That's 8,190 people in a year. Well, what if it took you 12 years to get that? And you only have 1,000 people on your left team and 1,000 people on your right team? Out of all that, you only have 1,000 that is buying the autosaver every month. 1,000 times 20 is 20,000 points on your left and your right coming up. Divide that by 4 weeks in a month. That's 5,000 points on average coming up in a month. Wow. I kind of remember, if you got 5,000 points coming up, you better be a gold. Otherwise, all you're going to get is $500. See, that's the incentive. You're incentivized to rank up. You're incentivized to learn how, so you can enroll more on your left, more on your right, more on your left and right as you rank up to the next rank. And then you help those that are on your left and right rank up. Yeah, sometimes you have to give away a personal sponsor to help rank, but that's a decision you make. You and your partner that you're working with. Do not take that decision lightly, because you never want to give away a hitter, and you never know who's going to be a hitter. Okay? But if you don't help, this is a business of people helping people. Trust me. That's what we want to do. That's why this comp plan is the best comp plan that exists in the industry. And then it all goes back to my basic system. My 7 pieces of paper is the system. No, I got a building system. That's separate. But this is a system of getting locked in, making that commitment, knowing who's that partner you got on your left, who's that partner you got on the right. It takes 2 years minimum to learn the skills, attitudes, and techniques. Then 3 to 5 years applying them and knowing what those IPAs are. And this is your plain old job description. That's what you do. You got to do it. And see, what I have found is so many people aren't watching the video. I've got so much video out there that I've got it canned in my team band apps. Any person can join this, not know how to do it. They can learn from my canned training exactly how to become a presidential goal in this business. Are you willing to learn how? Do you have that burning desire? You create your own team. Together, everyone achieves more. That's what team stands. So then you'll understand a method of sponsoring. And again, this can be your business family pack, but you're building one, not this one and this one. Okay. So there's a big difference there. And yes, I mean, just if you do 3 $5.99s, that's $1,800. Where can you start a business that you can earn $12,500 a week at with $1,800 and never have to put any more money in it except buying you one coin? See, all you have to do is buy the one at the top. You can buy the others when you need to for rank or for extra pay when you need to. They're control centers, future leverage centers, not building centers. Okay? Real key, what I just said. But you got to have your right attitude. You can't have that stinking attitude. You can't have, well, this is wrong and that's wrong. Company didn't do this. Company didn't do that. Hey, look, I understand that. Companies made a lot of mistakes, but every company does. But it's still the best opportunity that exists in the world, accumulating wealth, building wealth, and it's got the hearts of the co-founders that are true and real for you and I. You got to believe you can do this. You got to believe in what we're doing. You got to believe in this profession like I do. And you got to believe in the business building system you're using. Mine's a proven one. I mean, if you want to go recreate the wheel, just go ahead. Try your darndest. I hope you succeed. But mine works. Proven. Time in, time out with 3 separate companies. Well, you have a chance to become that presidential goal. Now, it takes more than just one partner when you want to become an executive goal. You better have 2. See, because you got to have a bronze personally sponsored and a gold personally sponsored. So see, as you're working up the ladder, as you get better and better skills, attitudes, and techniques, and as you get better and better at those IPAs and better in building your team and helping that team succeed too, and teaching them the same thing to duplicate over and over and over again, then when you want to make that presidential leap, you've got to have an executive goal and a silver. So to get that, you're going to have let me tell you, you're going to have a lot of coppers and a lot of bronzes and a lot of silver in your organization. I know because I got them on my side. Now, does this work? Yeah, because let me show you why. Let me show you here what I'm talking about in illustrating before we kind of close this out. Let's go back to this one where I can get to me. Okay, this is Bob Reid this week. Today's Saturday, everybody, payday. Okay, if I was presidential gold, guess what I could get paid? I could get paid $12,500 a week. So many of y'all have been seeing me for the last 2 years. How many weeks have I ever had less than 12,000? Any week. I don't care if it's the 8th, the 21st, the 1st, the 2nd, what week? Well, see, that's why you and I'm going back to work this year. That's my commitment. I got to rank up. I've been doing my training. I've been doing my help. I've been doing my part. I built that depth I built that depth to infinity. See, I've got the depth. Now I got to go back and work on me and a few people, and we rank up together, and then I can finish out in a year or two my 12,500 a week. And then we can move on to opening up another center, opening up another one of those there. Which side would it be on? Obviously, it'd be on this side. I wouldn't work the center on this side. I'd work the center on this side, right? Of course. Help build it up to goal, executive goal, presidential goal. Then we'd come back over here and do the same thing. Okay. So if you build 3 out to be a presidential goal, you just do the 12,500 a week times 52 times 3. Do it yourself. A little over 2 million a year. What if it took you 20 years to get there? Have a lot of fun in the process, huh? What if it only took you 10? Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Well, see, I've been in at 7 and I'm getting pretty close, huh? And so, and I didn't work that hard. Not really. Network marketing to me is more fun than work. I mean, there's a lot of work to it, but it's fun. It's fun helping people achieve, fun helping people see and realize their potential. Now, since we did talk about comp plan, we did talk about income, not specifically, but I've got to make sure that I share with you the income disclosure. Our latest income disclosure. And I encourage people to read this because it's very important. You can look at the high that our associates make. Look at the median. Look at the average. And that's just one on the left, one on the right. Compare that with any other network marketing. Compare that with other income disclosure statement with others where you only have to have one on the left, one on the right. And then look at the people who have become successful. Look at the people like Bruce Harris, Idaho potato truck driver. Instead of spending his time at truck stops, after 2 years, he now spends his time at the country club, recruiting a whole different set of people, okay? Making over a 6-figure income. I just had the pleasure of meeting with Bruce just a few weeks ago when I was back up in Idaho. And it was just so much fun visiting with him, talking about just that point right there, the difference it makes where he was working 70 hours plus, driving that Idaho potato truck, running up and down the road until he sponsored a farmer, a rancher that became his silver, outranked him. But he just, as a bronze, he just loved getting that bronze check. He may be flush in volume, but he was just loved getting that bronze check every week. Okay. That's pretty powerful. So can it be with you? I hope this is beneficial. I'm going to give some more trainings on more details of what I'm talking about. I just wanted to give a whole gross overview that you could share. I hope you see what I see. I hope your people see what you and I see. And let's go just blow this out of the water in 2024 because people are going to need this more than ever in 2024, especially in the end of 2024. Some major things happening in our economy and the global economy and the global banking system. Some major things. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope you make the most of your 7K membership for you and your family.